How's everybody doing? I got an email asking about why a track won't load. Which I asked the guy, I said, just put it on OneDrive and send me the link. That way you can send up to 5 gigs for free. Because, OneDrive will give you 5 gigs. And anyway, so no, he didn't do that. He just sent me what appears to be um, a partial level. It's missing everything. It's just got the basic info, terrain. It's got a few things, but it's not everything. It almost looks like it's just what was. I don't know. I don't know. I just know it won't load. Not like that. So what I did instead, because I can look at this and tell you right now, this is from the damn template map, the one that they give you that's like 400 megs, and it sucks because it's not good for new people because it doesn't have anything in it. It doesn't have damn any. I think it has one forest or two forest items, which is some kind of crazy tree and then a bush. I think no, maybe there's two terrain paints like sand and I forgot the other one, and it's non PBR, so that's another thing that sucks about it. But it's old. It's just ain't much you can do with it. Now what I did is I made a starter map for people who wanted to have a PBR level, and it's small, and it has the forest. I'm sorry, it has the small island assets. Those were my favorite assets. The ones that's got that yellow looking grass, and yeah, I like this one. So I compressed this and I shared it a while back, about 2 years ago. Now I made this for people that like to make detailed stuff. So the square size that you can paint and affect the terrain is half the normal size. So this was a 1024 map, but it's now 512 by 512. It's a small map. It's a small one. Look, there's a truck right there. It's just something small, get you started, and I think you'll be happy with that one. I don't think there's any problems with it. So I downloaded it just to make sure. And let's see here. We got the folder here that's got the level. So if you're going to work on a level where that level needs to go, you see, the thing he sent me didn't have any folders in it. It just had like stuff out here in it. So the thing you need to do is copy this to your clipboard from the zip file and put it in the user folder. It goes in levels. If you don't have a folder for levels, then make a folder for levels, and that is where that PBR folder goes. Now I just named the track PBR. I couldn't think of a damn name at the time. You can change all that if you want to, but you'll have to change a few things if you do that. I'll just leave it for now. If you start making it something that you think, yeah, I like this level, then I'll explain to you how to change the name. I'm trying not to have to make a video too long to explain this, because I know people got other things to do. Um, but yeah, I made a lot of these actually, and I posted a lot of them. They're like little small, little just starter maps. They got very basic stuff in them. And it's this one. This one I believe was one of the better ones I think out of the ones I made. The little small starter map thingies. So you can see it's all in here. Now we will. Oh, I do appreciate one of those files. Yeah, one of the files he did send was something that I've been wanting to damn know where the hell it's at. I don't know why I hadn't found it, but it is in there, in his stuff. And it's the sun sky and time of day is stuff. It's all in here. Scatter sky, how the clouds are saved, all that shit. I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere for that and I couldn't find it. So now I have it. Now I appreciate that. One of them times when my level don't want to do right. Have this in there and make sure it's being saved right. Because those are times when it wouldn't load right. The sky wouldn't be what I saved it as, or the I don't know, the clouds were gone, or they were missing some, or something. At least that gives you an idea of what's going on with it. You can see what's going on with it. Yeah, man, I needed that. I've been needing that a while. I mean, I knew it had to be saved in a file like that. I just couldn't find it. Not even in the zip levels of the developer maps. But I didn't look. I did not look in the um, let's see, PBR. I did not look in the template folder. Hell, I didn't figure it'd be in there either. A PBR is a lot easier than the non-PBR terrain paints. Now, to make it look really, 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 really good, it is a little more challenging, but you only need one texture to do PBR. And see, this is the map, man. It's just small. You know, it's very small map. And I can show you that the painter tool, if you paint the terrain, the size of that thing is pretty small. So you can get some, oh, you know what? This thing's still using that old base material. I'm not crazy about that. I mean, people use it. I don't particularly like it. It's where they use the base color, and it's the same for all of these. And basically, you're limited to what you can paint and where you can paint it, because it's following. Basically, the base texture is an overview map. And if you were to paint grass and there's dirt here, it's going to look like dirt colored grass. Yeah, I'm not very fond of that. And people always ask about that too, like, well, man, I can't paint a road. I loaded up West Coast and I can't paint a road there. It's looking like grass, but it's got the texture of a road. Yeah, that's that base texture. You got to change it if you want to do anything different. So if you do want to change it, you go to Material Library and look at the base texture size, what it's set for this map. So it's set for 2048 by 2048, so that's the size texture you'll need. You'll need to load whichever one of these you want to be anywhere else. I mean, something else. You go to the very first texture, the base color. That's the only one you're going to mess with. And you'll replace that with another 2048 by 2048 that more closely matches the texture that you're working on. So rocks, well, you'd put a 2048 rock in there. I got some in here. I'll just grab a couple and throw them in there and show you what I'm talking about. I got to see if I'm sure I got some 2048s in there. Yeah, this is some stuff I was trying to come up with. I make a lot of textures. Not all of them turn out good. What was rocks? I said rocks, right? Oh, this isn't probably going to work too good, but we'll try it anyway. It might. Actually. Let's do that one. So going back to the level. In the levels PBR map. We'll just make a folder in here. You can put it in the art folder. I mean, I don't personally like to have to go through a lot of folders to get to where I want to get to. And maybe it's not a good idea, but I just usually make the folders out here. So I don't have a whole lot of driving to do to get to where I need to get to. So I put them here. And it don't matter what you name the folder. You just name it something. Just so you can put that in there. Let's see here. I will just leave it for the time being. Let's just take a look and see what we got here. So we'll change that, replace it with that one. Now that's rock. So rock. Let's get down here. You'll see now it's painting that rock texture everywhere. Now it's not complete by a long shot. It is not nowhere near what it needs to be to make this look good, because there's other things that go into a map. I mean material. There's other things besides just uh, the base map. And you got normal mapping, roughness, ambient occlusion, height, a lot of stuff. I can explain all that stuff in a different video. Well, I've already done it. I could do it more tailored video if you need that. It specifically talks about one thing or something. But yeah, this is one of them maps that I got the texture from. Where did I get that from? Oh, Google Earth. Yeah, so none of them go together, by the way. They're all not the right thing. They're all something different. Um, let's see, let's do the grass. See, the grass is the grass, but it actually isn't drawing the grass where, see these different shades and colors. We see the grass is that same shade and color too, so you'd do the same thing. You'd find a grass that you like that matches the resolution of that, or you'd scale one to match that, and you just stick your grass in there. Let's try that one. That's 4K. Well, I like that one, so let's just rescale it. Make it 2K. And there's other ones in here for that one too. Roughness. Grass bake. Alright, that's the normals. That's the ambient occlusion. That's roughness. And that's the... That ain't no damn... that is not that. I can tell you that. I don't know what I did there, but that's not that grass. If it is, it doesn't look like it. We'll just put them in here and rescale them. This was another texture that I got from Google Earth. It was like an area where there's like this real tall grass laying down, and I thought, move, that'd make a good damn grass texture. Let's scale this real quick. We'll save it in the level. That sounds awfully close. Glass. Alright, the sound is fading, so it means he's not coming here. It's getting kind of loud there. It's like, well, he's getting closer to here. You're under arrest. You're wasting people's time. That's stealing. Stealing time from people. Terrain paints for PBR can only be JPEG or PNG. I'd recommend PNG. They cannot be DDS as before and the old. Unless they updated something I don't know about it. Well, it didn't used to work. Yep, see, 2048 by 2048. I gotta keep navigating over there, goodness. I'm gonna make a damn shortcut. So that'll be AO, I think. I don't actually have a height map for this. It wasn't a 3D grass or anything to make a height map from. It was just a picture of grass, so You'd have to be a little clever and redo that if you wanted to do that. I just use like another normal map that came from grass most of the time, because they work fine. I'm sorry, height map. Actually, the height map doesn't really seem to do much. Maybe I don't have an educated enough eye to see the difference it makes, but it doesn't seem to make a lot of difference other than the fringe of the texture around the edges of it, where it kind of blends into the next texture. It does seem to have some height related dithering at the edges, but it's not enough to make any. You still got to damn use a decal if you want to blend one terrain paint into the other effectively. They don't blend good, as they are now, but they could be better, I guess, if they made it so it made like proper height map stuff. At the time, this time it does not do that. Fix my mouse again, man. That mouse button it's too easy to press it, so I keep pressing it when I don't mean to. I even try to take my finger off the right mouse button. You ever try to keep your finger off the right mouse button? Just try it. Put your hand on your mouse and move your finger, and move your birdie finger away from the right mouse button, and just try to keep it off of it and not press it. You can't do it. You might could do it for a minute, but that's it. That finger will find its way back. It'll press that button every time. Well, mine's easy to press because I dropped the damn mouse so many times on the floor that's hardwood floor. So that could be something to do with it. So what I did is I got some foam stuff. It was like one of them earplugs, marshmallow foam earbud things, and I cut a little sliver of it, and that little sliver is wedged in between the mouse button and the mouse itself, and I got hot gluing it onto there so that it stays there. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta be creative and make things do what you want them to do. I got one more. Sorry, I'm not paying attention again. I do this, man. I do this. I get to talking about other shit, and I don't realize what I'm doing. I don't get it well done enough, quick enough. I do better when I don't talk. But that kind of defeats the purpose of making tutorials, don't it? Some folks probably prefer that. I don't blame them either. I wouldn't want to hear my ass either talking all the time. I can't stand to hear myself now when I play back an old video to hear it. Yeah, I don't like that. Alright, let's get this grass done here and be on our way. So I did do all the maps for the base map. So this grass, we'll start replacing this with putting this you know you're going to be coming back to get other textures. Go ahead and copy that location, not the first slash, just starting with the L for levels, and paste it in all the base texture slots. So then when you go to pick it, you're at least in the ballpark where you need to be. Yeah, I don't know what that guy was smoking that day, because that ain't a normal app. Or yeah, it is. It's not the right color, as I'm saying. It's not purplish. It's got kind of teal green in it. But that's not right. I don't know who did that. Don't know. See, by pasting that in here, when you go to get the base texture for these 5 slots, height, roughness, ambient occlusion, normals, and base. It'll somewhat take you to the right place to get in. We're just clicking in one folder. That's it. Usually it puts you out of the level completely, and you're in like the .32 folder, and you got to navigate to it all the time. It gets old. It does get old quick. Yeah, you see that? That's normal. That's not. So I don't know. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not even a proper grayscale. If it was, it'd be red. So that's wrong. But it should be fine. So here is our grass with the new grass texture. And we need to probably adjust the scale because the scaling might be off. It may not be right. It says 1024. That seems awfully lot. You want your scale to match your distance from the texture. So this was an overhead of grass. It was an overhead map, and the distance that it actually was between here and here is not 1024 meters. So making it 1024 meters is going to make it blow up looking like that in here. You see them? You see all them little blobs of color that aren't really look like anything? Well, that's because the scale's wrong for that particular texture. So you have to scale it. You might do a few different scales to get it exactly the way you want it. We can hide the ground cover just for the time being and show you what it looks like with all that stuff not on it. And see, here's the car. And you kind of use this for reference, right? That's something to kind of go by. Now this is very low resolution looking here. But if you look at the source image, it ain't very high to begin with. I mean, it's better than what it looks like in the game right now, but it's not. Let's try to scale it some more. Now we got tiling. So that's another thing. Somebody forgot to tile seamless. I don't know who would have done that. Somebody that wasn't doing a good job, I'd say. That means the other ones aren't tiled seamless either. That's okay. It's not a hard thing to fix. So yeah, I guess it kind of does look like grass from a distance. And once you add the ground covers in there, you know, it looks even better. Maybe it's not exactly the right color. Maybe a little better if that was a different color. Which one is that one? Long grass. Well, there's long grass, there's small grass, and there's another long grass. Let me do that one. So long grass uses the uses the texture grass dry. So a material editor, if we pull up grass dry, we see we can color it, alter the color. We want it to be kind of more of a greeny color. Greeny. Yeah. And I've got long grass dry. Be that one there. We can alter it too. Make our grass whatever we want it to be. We make it pink if we want it to be pink. But I usually mess with this a bit to get it to match what I'm trying to do. Or get it in a ballpark anyway. And the other one is small grass. Probably that one. Another one. A lot of grass. That's what makes the small island look so good. There's so many different ground covers that it just looks good, man. You got all them different varieties. It's like real grass would be, not just one little texture all over the place, but many different kinds all over the place. So what's this other one here? That would be bush 2. Bush 2, my friend. It's not that. We'll have to see which one is that one. It's WCA ground cover. I wouldn't have thought to look for that. WCA, I don't know what that's abbreviation for or something, but alright, let's maybe make that a little darker too. Alright, when you go to save your textures, see how I kind of flip between a bunch of different textures? You got two ways you can save them. You can save them as you're doing them. You can save them like that, or you can say save all dirty materials. Dirty or the ones you've done modified in some way but hadn't saved yet. That'll save them all. And so that would be how you would redo your texture, and of course you got all the other stuff for the forest from Small Island in here as well if you want to paint with those things and have them in your map too. Now this appears to have some issues that I was unaware of. Mostly that the textures are missing. I guess it's good I seen this because this ain't gonna do nobody no good like that anyway. So let's find out where are our textures. So to figure out that, oh man, it's a bunch of poodoo, man. You know what poodoo is? That's what it is, poodoo. Let's see, inspector. Let's go to the forest thing here, mesh. Fluffy bush. Okay, so it's looking for this, and I'm sure all of them are the same way. They're looking for, it's all looking for it in Small Island. Oh, that's where the DAE is. Let me go see. Fluffy. Let's just look for Fluffy. Let's just find Fluffy. Damn, good thing I looked at that. People probably download that map. Man, this sucks, man. I can't do anything with this thing. It's missing everything. Yeah. I hear you. Now they're here. They're here and they are in. And there. So what's different about that? They're here. They just not finding their texture. Home oak branches, cork oak trunk, leaves strong, leaves thin. Yeah, so here it is. It's looking here for it, which is not in small island. Let's do this. Let's do this, and we will fix all problems with one swift stroke, hopefully. Let's go into open domain material for the trees in Italy and replace all these level small island art shapes trees Italy with where it's actually at now. Actually, if the tree asset, the DAE, the texture, this main.material are in the same folder, it don't need to know anything like this. It'll know it's where it needs to be and load it. So we'll replace all that with nothing. It will do with absolutely nothing. And we should have, I mean, even this I shouldn't have to do it, because they're in there with it. I guess there should be. Are there any other places that it's hunting? That seems to be it. Let's just try and see, does that fix what we got a problem with? It probably will. Pretty sure it will. We just probably need to reload. Yeah, see, it's looking for all that stuff in the wrong place. It's not. Well, it should be there. That's the developer map, but you never know. They update stuff and change stuff sometimes, and what might used to know where something was, it don't know anymore because the name changed. Like when they did PBR terrain paints, they renamed all the paint names. Garfield Heights was a good example of that. That got corrupted by it. Which I actually started to. At one point, I started to refix that thing for somebody, and I had an interest in it for about a day, and then I wasn't interested in it no more. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. Remember, there was a bug for a long time. They finally got it fixed, and well, I wonder why they don't run into the same problems we do. They probably do a little different when they make the maps sometimes that they don't see. You know what it is we see when we use our methods. I don't know. I tried using that level validator. I didn't have any success with that. We found a lot of problems, but it didn't seem to fix them. So I had a lot of issues, but it didn't fix any of them. So those are done. What are them? What is those? There it is. That's in Italy. Okay, that's the other folder. That's the Juniper folder. So let's do the same thing with that one. And since it is done like this, you could put that folder now in another level and it would load them, those particular trees, for example. People ask all the time too about how to do that. How you move assets. This is how you would move a forest asset. However, you do got to remake the forest asset so that it works with the forest tool in your new level. This will get the textures squared away, but it will not create the forest item. which you probably could do that relatively easily. It's not that much to do. Alright, let us reload. We should come back and we shouldn't see none of that. Should all be fixed. Guess I need to update the mod too. Man, damn. Means I gotta log out of my account. Every time I log out of that account, it ends up causing headache. When I try to log back in, it's asked other things, asked for passwords. Oh man, that's the one thing I am not good at doing, is keeping up with passwords. It's like, damn, a lot of work, man. Keeping up with all that stuff. So those are fixed. Let me go ahead and check the others. I guess I need to damn go on and see which other ones are not working right. That one ain't painting at all. Oh, that's the mesh. It's not gonna paint at all. Juniper tree dead. Dry bush, juniper bush. That shouldn't have any issues, whatever that stuff is. But if it does, you'll just do the same thing. Shouldn't be an issue. This seems to be everything now. No more red textures. Now this weather vane thing, I don't care. That's not right, but I don't care about that. I ain't worrying about that. I don't think nobody else is either. It looks like a prophylactic device is what it looks like. Without the texture on it. I think, man, we might be done. I think that's it. So, let me rezip this damn thing. And I don't know, I may delete some stuff off the other OneDrive account because I don't feel like logging into that other one. So yeah, I'll do this. I'll pack it up. So what's important to note is where it's unpacked and where it's packed. So when it's in this user folder in levels, then all the changes you are making are saved in this location, this particular location. If you were to have this in the mod folder, working in the unpacked folder, then all the changes you are doing in there are not saving there. It's going to make another folder here that'll contain your changes. Now the problem is when you want to share that with other people, well, you got stuff in one folder and you got stuff in another folder. You try to combine the two folders, that ain't how it works. So it doesn't work that way. It will never work that way. It's very risky. It's very risky. You can lose your level quickly doing it that way. This way ensures that everything you do is all together. But when you pack it, now that's different. I can explain to you how to pack it when it's time. You have to manually pack it instead of using their packer, which their packer, I believe, does work when you're working in certain ways, but I still prefer to pack it myself. It's like a parachute. Would you rather someone else pack your parachute or you pack it yourself? You'll make sure it opens, right? Some of y'all probably shouldn't pack your own parachutes, but anyway, let's just get this damn thing. Let's see. I think it's pretty much. I need to look. How did he add it? I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't really like I finished many levels and pack them. Maybe one, and I didn't even really finish it. So I got to look and see. So you got the zip, you got levels, you got the folder. Alright, that's what I was wondering. So we need to make this like this. We need to put this in a folder called levels. Let's make it on the desktop. This is how you manually pack it, by the way. Alright, this will be renamed to levels. Then inside of there, you will put a PBR, put that folder in there. Get it out of here now. If you don't get it out of here, you ain't going to be able to test it, because it'll still be loading from here. Then inside this levels folder, you're going to make a folder with the name of the level, which is already in there, right? Yeah, he wasn't too quick, that one. Then zip it together and name it the name of the level. And then this will go in the mod folder now and play as a zip file. But if you do any work to it, it's not adding or changing that zip file at all. It's only creating the stuff in another user folder with the same map name. And then you're back to square one, where you got to figure out how to get all that stuff combined back together. You don't want to do all that. Trust me, you don't want to do all that. You never work on a map like that. All you'll get is pain and suffering. So this gets name of the map. I suppose it could have different names, but why would you want to do that? So in the mods folder, this should be able to go here with no issue. We'll delete the temp folder just to ensure that nothing is loading from anything else that might be cached. Now we will load and have victory. Hopefully everything went good. And I tell you, packing it yourself is a whole lot faster than using their packer. At least the things I've done in AI, it's a lot faster than using theirs. I think as they get this thing more completed, it'll be a lot easier for people to work on stuff, because it's a little learning curve now, but it's really well worth to learn it, because once you get things working and they work, especially like if it's something that was challenging to figure out for you, right? It was real challenging, and you finally figure it out. Man, it's a happy feeling. You're like, oh hell yeah, man! That'll keep you going about a week. Be high on happiness. Yep, and then you do more things, and you keep getting more and more happy until something don't work. Like 2 steps forward and 1 step back, as far as the happiness goes. No, it's fun. It's fun. It can piss you off. I ain't gonna lie now. It can make you irritated. It can piss you off to the highest level of festivity, my friends, if you let it. Yeah, I'm pretty bad about that. I do let it get to me sometimes. PBR is the name of your level. That's it, man. This video's done. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? So y'all have a good one. Have fun with this level. Make great things with it. Show me what you made.